All right, episode 9, training for that 3-hour plank and sub 253 marathon. It's Monday morning. I just did a quick 5K run on the treadmill, and I wanted to go over my sleep score because it was super solid. I got a 93% sleep score, 8 hours and 18 minutes of sleep, which is super solid. I got almost 2 full hours of deep sleep, 1 hour and 57 minutes. Light sleep, I got 4 hours and 29 minutes. REM, an hour 52. Who cares about REM? REM is where your brain is active. It's where you dream. I guess it enhances productivity during the day. I don't know too much about it. I could probably do more research, but I know I always had deep sleep. And if your deep sleep can be around 20-25% of your total sleep, that's super solid. That's where you're going to recover. And guys, there's nothing I hate more than training when you're super tired in the morning, when it feels like you didn't recover properly. And I hate going into work tired. It messes up your whole day, your mood. I just love good sleep, good quality sleep. And there's a difference between long sleep and quality sleep. And if you got 8 hours of sleep, but you only got like 30 minutes of deep sleep, you won't feel as good. Your training won't be as good. And I'm at a point where I'm treating sleep just as important as the training, because it is. That's where you recover. It's where you recharge. And I mean, it's pretty obvious sleep is super important. So just wanted to go over that, give you guys a quick breakdown. And I'm going to be shooting for, good sleep the rest of the week, because you can't sleep on sleep. Just got back from work. I'm going to plank for a total of half an hour, and I don't have any expectations because I haven't planked in a week. Haven't planked since last Monday. And if you look at the whiteboard, I was going super hard in January. I didn't miss a single day of planking, minimum 1 set of 10 minutes. First week of February, I took it completely off basically because I just felt like that's what my body needed. And then second week was pretty solid. Third week, again, I basically did nothing. And I kind of tweaked my lower back at work the other day. So I'm just trying to get back into it this week, and we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I have no expectations really. I'm just trying to do a total of half an hour, even if I have to do it in 3 sets. So let's get to it, see what we can do. The clock. I'm playing it with my shoes on, and I can already tell it makes such a difference. I just have more grip. I feel way more stable, and I honestly have no idea why the people who break the world record, they plank barefooted, because every time I try doing that, I slip backwards. I can feel all my sweat more, and it's just harder, I find. So I'm gonna keep trying new things. I got an idea for next week. I'm gonna do a double yoga mat and see how it goes, because I've tried that green yoga mat. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little thicker. It slides more though. So I bought these square foam cushion things, and I'm just gonna have to find out what works the best, because we're gonna get to that 3-hour mark this year, hopefully, and everything's gotta be dialed in perfectly. But I actually feel pretty good right now. A minute and a half in, and I think we're gonna go for a half hour, at least. Just under 9 minutes left to go, and it just hit me at the 20-minute mark. This right here, this is why 99% of people who set out big goals like this, they give up after a couple weeks because of moments like this. Some random Monday night, and it starts to get really hard, and they're in pain, and they tell themselves that that goal they set, it's like what it takes to get there is going to require way too much effort and sacrifice. That's why most people will never reach those big goals. And I tell myself in these moments, I'm like, this is what you have to do if you actually want to hit it. You can't give up right now. These little wins, they stack up. And if you always choose to push past the pain and not give up, you're gonna hit your goal. It's just a matter of time. I know for a fact I'm gonna hit that 3-hour plank, even if it takes me 100 weeks. I've already decided in my mind I'm not gonna stop until I get there. So when you give yourself no option, then there's only one option, really, if that makes sense. All right, I gotta lock in for these next 7.5 minutes. Damn. Training for the day complete. Feels good to be done. I cranked out 100 push-ups and 100 standing calf raises after that 31-minute plank. And 31 minutes, pretty good, 1 extra minute. And like I was saying, I felt pretty good a minute and a half into that plank. I had a good feeling I was going to get the full 30. And that's what I did. I'm happy. I pushed through right till the end, even though those last 5 minutes were brutal. I can't lie, they were really, really tough. But it's always a good feeling when you push through and you get it done. And I also wanted to touch a bit more on sleep. I know this morning I talked a lot about it, but I just wanted to go over a couple other things, or at least one thing in particular that has helped me get better sleep or has helped me improve my sleep, and that is my caffeine intake. So what I've been trying to do is I'll take caffeine in the morning, usually after breakfast or on my way to work, and then I'll have a coffee at like 9:30 at work. But I try not to take any caffeine past midday, which for me is 11 a.m. or noon. So after noon, I really try not to take any caffeine, and I've noticed a big improvement in my sleep. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty I'm sure with all the sleep research and the Andrew Huberman podcast and all that, it may be something you already know, but for me, I never really cared. I would just drink coffee before bed. I'd be able to sleep fine. But like I was saying, there's a big difference between total time of sleep and quality sleep. And if you take caffeine before bed, you may think you're sleeping fine, but I can guarantee you're not getting as much quality as you would if you wouldn't have taken any caffeine. Although on weekends, I don't always follow that rule. I'll have an energy drink or some before the gym, and that could be in the afternoon, or I'll just drink an energy drink in the afternoon just because. But during the week, I really try my best to follow that rule. Tuesday afternoon, to be honest, it's been a joke of a day. I had to Uber into work because my car was stuck in the snow, so $37 drive to work, $37 drive back, and I was getting car sick on the way back, so honestly, I don't feel good right now, but I'm still gonna try to do a 35-minute plank. And to be fair, I don't feel terrible. I feel a bit better now, but I'm just not peak. I can feel what I ate trying to come back up, and it's not a great feeling. But 0 minutes on the clock. Like I said, we're gonna try to go for 35 minutes. Just over 12 minutes in. I gotta grab some water. I'm in the pain cave. Ugh. 36 minutes. That was so hard. I kid you not. 10 minutes in, I was about to call it. Not even. I was at the 7-minute mark and I told myself, okay, I'll at least get to 10. This is no joke what I'm saying. And it's I get to 10 minutes and I'm I have a bit more in me. I know I can keep going. Quitting sometimes, it really just comes down to a choice. It's a decision you make. You know if you left it all out there or not. And even there, I quit at 36 minutes. I could have kept going, but I still went 1 extra minute again. And again, I'm thankful I pushed through. If I would have quit at that 10-minute mark, it would have haunted me. I would have woke up in the middle of the night. I would have been thinking about it. I was watching that Nick Bare YouTube video during those first 20 minutes, and it really hit me when he said this one thing. He said, when you're with other people, you always end up going harder. You always find out you have more to give. Your sets are harder in the gym, and it just hit me. I was like, man, there's no one pushing me right now. There's no, like, for 90% of the time, all my training is done alone. No one's ever pushing me. So I gotta dig deep. I gotta find ways to dig deep mentally, because I'm the only one that can push myself. No one's here telling me to keep going. It's me versus me. And that's the main reason why I love it so much. It's all on me if I succeed. It's all on me if I fail. There's no one else to blame other than myself. But yeah, it is true. When I have a training partner, when I'm working out in the gym with someone, I always lift heavier. My sets always go way more till failure. It's just so much more hype when you have someone pushing you. But like I said, you gotta dig deep and learn how to push yourself. That's what I just did. All right, time for some push-ups, some pull-ups, and then I'm gonna go run outside. 5K, maybe 8, we'll see how I feel. Maybe run a marathon. Gotta stop and pick up a steak. Alright, so this right here is called the dog bowl. It's ground beef, rice, and eggs. And I also put some honey on top and a bit of sriracha. Can't question it. Honey improves everything. And I've been eating this for like the past 4 years. I literally never get sick of it. I look forward to it all the time. And it's super simple to make. So it's an absolute winner. And at the gym I hit legs, chest, and back. And I ran 5K. And I squatted super light. But I haven't squatted in a while. I just felt like throwing it in there. And I feel like I pulled my hamstring, like nothing crazy. It feels more like a tear, like a mini tear. It's hard to explain. And then on my last set of squats, I did 1 rep and I was like, oh, what the hell? So I just stopped. And I'm gonna have to stretch after this, but that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you the dog bowl. Don't forget it. Super high in protein and carbs and in success. It's water in here, by the way. It's not Alani. That wouldn't be a good combination. Planking and energy drinks. I know because I've done it before. But listen, I just did 10 minutes. I wouldn't say it's pathetic, but what I will say is I clearly had a lot more in me. But what I'll also say is, man, my right shoulder, for whatever reason, it's so annoying. It's like I gotta do some physio, some mobility, because I can feel when it feels good, and when it feels bad, oh, you can feel it. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Today wasn't such a great day, but what can I say? It's just part of the process. Can't get discouraged. Alright, 8 hours of sleep on the dot, 93% sleep score. That's what I love to see. Guys, one day I'm gonna get 100% sleep score. It's gonna be crazy. I looked up how rare it is. It's super rare. But like I said, I'm gonna get this run out of the way, so later today after work, I can try to do a 40-minute plank. That's a goal. $35.15. I did not think I was gonna get this far. So at this point, it's just an all-out effort. until I fail. Look at those elbows. That was an experience. I feel like I just lived 3 hours and 41 minutes. My whole perception of time has really changed since I started planking, because time just seems to slow down when you're in that position. As you can tell, I'm super out of breath. I can barely speak, but that's crazy what just happened. I know my form wasn't the best, and I reached for water a couple times, but I'm just happy I didn't quit. All right, hopefully I can speak a little better. Just cranked out 100 push-ups and 35 pull-ups. Still kind of out of breath, to be honest, but I'll do my best. But yeah, back to the plank, 41 minutes. I know my form wasn't the best. Felt like I was breaking down pretty early on, but look, at the end of the day, I'm just super happy I didn't give up. I thought about quitting so many times, pretty much the whole way through. I thought about quitting, and I like at the 10-minute mark, I had excuses lined up and ready to go. Kind of like yesterday. Oh, my right shoulder or my lower back. I trained lower back on Wednesday and it's pretty sore, and so on and so on. And look, whether those excuses are true or not, when you're trying to lock in and try to get to 40 minutes on the plank, you just got to focus on the task at hand, and that is to not give up. You just got to be where the clock is at. That's a pretty good quote, actually. In running, they say, be where your feet are at, run the mile you're in. And, when I'm planking, I just focus on, okay, just, get these next 5 minutes done, and then you can worry about it later. You can worry about quitting after these next 5 minutes, and then you get there, and as always, you realize you have more to give and more to give. And I just kept going, and it's such a good feeling to finish off the week on a solid effort like that. Long run tomorrow. I'm going to do like 10 miles, but that was really good. Really, really good. All right, 10-mile treadmill run complete. I did 420 something per kilometer. 1 mile warm up, 4 miles at 423 per kilometer, 4 miles at 4 minutes flat per kilometer, and then a 1 mile cool down. Felt pretty good, and then I jumped straight into the sauna. No water after the run. Before the sauna, I drank no water because I've been doing some research on the heat training and saunas and the red blood cells and all the scientific stuff. And it said if you can not drink water after the run and jump straight into the sauna, your body with the red blood cells is just going to adapt, and you're going to be able to perform better in the heat. And I have a good feeling it's going to be pretty toasty during the Ottawa Marathon. I've ran that marathon 3 times, and 2 out of the 3 times it was super toasty, scorching hot, and humid, and it was very tough. So long story short, if I can get my body ready for the heat, if I can train in the heat, I'm going to be able to perform in the heat. And that's the goal, to perform under pressure in the heat. Word. Anyways, I got an upper body lift later this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to it because I have not been hitting the weights much at all recently. Just push-ups, pull-ups, and a leg down Wednesday. I go to the gym, hit legs, but other than that, I don't get to hit the weights a lot. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good lift.